ready? Ready?
We got plans. We got plans.
Sweet.
Important stuff.
7 o'clock, call to order, special meeting here at the City Council of the City of Ranches Pass, 600 West Cleveland Boulevard, September 14th, 7 p.m. All rise for the invocation, please. Lord, we'd like to give you thanks, ask for your grace as we go throughout this day. We ask you to watch over us, grant us with the knowledge and stuff to make decisions that are fair for the community. We ask you to watch over our elderly and the ones that aren't feeling so well. We always ask you to watch our public works and our fire department and the police department, as the jobs they do sometimes goes unnoticed, but it's very important to this community. We ask you, Lord, just to watch over us and make sure that everything goes well. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is going to bring us to item number 5, which brings us to citizen comments. Please state your name, and you have 3 minutes to state your business and your address, please. Is there anybody who would like to have a citizen comment at this moment? That works for me.
Well, I don't have a citizen comment, but I just wanted to thank the city for helping out the school district.
Oh,
in
yes,
providing
in the
the water pump to help them
Absolutely.
drain the
Yay.
field. So just want to say thank you.
Yeah, good job.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Public Works.
Yeah.
Yes, that was,
Made it possible to beat Ingleside.
yes.
I understand it was after a 7-game losing streak we finally
Yeah.
came back.
That's what makes it so sweet.
Yeah, they made history.
Good things
Seemed
to
like it.
come. I hear it's a young team too, so we got
Mhm.
Yes. Should be good for a
Regardless
few
if it's
years.
young or old, we're going to beat them again.
Is there any other citizen comments? If not, I will close citizen comments, and I'll bring us to item number 6, the consent agenda. All of the following items of the consent agenda considered to be routine by the city council will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests. If the discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. We have items A and B.
Mayor and Council, I ask that a council member pull out item A and set the date. We have a few dates that we'd like to run by you.
Is that the 19th and 26th that's listed on the paper?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I pull out ordinance number 2015-4123 and set the date for October 19th and 26th at 7 o'clock here at City Hall.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And for item 6B.
I make a motion that we approve item 6B.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Vicki, you abstained from the original motion.
Yes. Do I have to, this is just.
Alan, does she need to abstain from
Probably best
Okay.
the vote?
Yeah.
for consistency.
Okay. Well, I'll
I
second.
rescind the second.
Okay. I'll second that rescinded second.
Okay. Motion for approval and seconded by Mr. Ellis over here. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I abstain. Okay.
This brings us to item number 9, considering that the development service items, which would be Public Works. Considering that the amended chapter 25.7 solid waste of the code and ordinances to include the fee for tire disposal, establish a criteria for Ranches Pass residents.
Mayor, council members, Miguel Saldana, Director of Development Services. The ordinance that you have before you, the amendment, it doesn't change very much. It just makes it clear as to what the charges are. The current ordinance does require the brush site to accept tires, but there is no fees for tires. We
Okay.
do have to pay a fee for the
Dispose.
that's a $5 per tire up to a 7-inch tire. Anything bigger than that, we will not accept because that's more cost. And then the other thing is identifying, for Aransas Pass citizens, what is going to require them in order to be considered. the free.
Right.
So that's mainly what it is. Those were the two changes that were done to the current ordinance.
May I get to ask you about the waste facility we have over there? Is there any way we can set up a feasible building for the gentleman working there with cover, air, heater, because I know he's outside a lot. And then it's all weather.
We're working towards that end, but.
Bathrooms besides the Skittle can.
We need to,
Yeah, no, I
We're
understand.
trying to get enough people, especially on Saturdays where he gets real busy. We'll be able to try to get two people there, one's working the other. But, yeah, that's one of the things I noticed when I went out there.
Yes, sir.
The last time. Try to get him some decent.
He hasn't said nothing to me. It's just me when I go through stuff. I know it's like going on 3 years and I haven't seen anything.
No, I asked him, I said, what about Saturdays? He goes, I'm here by myself.
Yeah.
I said, how about lunch? I don't take lunch. I said, no, that ain't gonna happen. So we're gonna close the collection station from 12 to 1 on Saturday. So
I got you.
I also have a question on, I know with charging with tires, what's the plan for the city to monitor people dumping in different places? Because that's where I think they're gonna start being dumped.
they're gonna continue dumping
Because we don't
elsewhere in
accept
the
them.
cities. If we can somehow trace them, we'll get court enforcement on them. So,
We've never taken tires
No.
at the collection station. We did, that's just what, have we?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Somewhere along the way, we've deviated from a lot of things. There's a lot of tires out at the.
Oh, I knew there was, but I was under the impression all those
That's the
tires
ones
came
the city's
from,
been
that we've
picking
been
up
picking up
from the street.
throughout the city.
That may be true, but
Right.
the ordinance does say that we will collect tires.
Okay.
So I didn't want to delete that,
Right.
so, because we didn't want more tires out.
Sure, I understand.
But we are charging the fee now.
Yeah, that's a good idea with me.
The other portion of this that's very important that you'll get some kickback is your current utility bill must match your driver's license. We have an inordinate amount of folks who use a different utility bill. Their address may be Rockport, but they've got somebody that lives in Aransas Pass, and so they're dumping for somebody in Aransas Pass, and it gets full very fast. And I can tell you, not all those folks live in Eden.
How does that work? Because my wife, the utility bill's in her name, and of course I just got the address.
Well, I mean,
I think as long as the address and your driver's license
match.
match up, correct?
That's fine. What we have is, for example, we had a planning commission member whose son is unemployed and he's now in the tree trimming business, and he sent off, he brought limbs to dump from her residential homes, from her rental homes.
Right.
That's now a commercial business. Those are
Absolutely.
those are rental homes. That's not her primary residence.
Right.
So we had the issue with, one, his address and things. He was the actual dumper in the course of business, and two, what constitute a resident? Is it hers? Is it not? My opinion was that those are rental homes, and that is a commercial business.
And that individual was coming in with a trailer, and the ordinance, I made it more clear, because that's the way the ordinance was
Right.
written, standard truckload. So I made sure, when I cleaned it up, that it identified truckload, standard truckload.
We just had a person of the audience out on live stream comment that pickup truck tires are now often 20 inches. So the R17 is not going to cover all of the normal passenger truck tires.
That's probably
Which is
very
true. Yes.
That's very true.
So change it to
Give them a
R20.
wonder.
Can we change it when we
On the
vote on
floor.
it?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.
Do I hear a motion for approval for item 9A with corrections?
I make a motion that we approve the new ordinance, and on item 6, to take it to 20-inch tires, up to 20-inch tires.
That's on 9.
9A.
Oh, I got
C6,
C6.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Okay, never mind, excuse me.
20 inches.
Okay, I don't even have
Philip,
it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
said
up
up to
to
20
up to
inch?
20 inches.
Oh, you're looking at the wrong page.
Okay,
It's on this side.
second.
See, mine doesn't match. This is what I got from the weekend. Am I looking at it wrong?
This one right here?
Yeah, I see it,
Let's see.
no.
I didn't go back far enough.
No, you did, it's not in there. There it is,
Okay, it's over here.
over there.
Thank you, ma'am. $20. You second it, right, Billy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This will bring us to Mr. Lawrence.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 13.6, public hearings. I declare a public hearing open for considering and taking up the second public hearing on the Rams Pass operating budget fiscal year 2015 to 2016. Y'all just gonna look at each other? or
Sounds
what?
good to me.
This is the budget that we presented at the last meeting, and what you have in front of you, also what I put in front of you was the reduction in force plan of action. There are 12 and a half positions that are, it's on, in front of you, Philip. Should be right.
I don't have one.
Right there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, reduction of force.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I know there's been a lot of discussion that folks think Parks is the only department that's being eliminated, and that's actually not the case. There's a consolidation of employees and a reorganization among the departments. I believe that 12 and a half positions can be eliminated, either contracted out or consolidating services and just becoming more efficient and better at what we do. We will be eliminating 12 and a half, but we'll be acquiring some positions. 3 firemen. How many in the police budget? 2 police, 1 dispatch, and then a public health. So we're eliminating 12 and a half positions, but really acquiring 6 positions. So it is more, I'd like to think of it more as a consolidation of services than a reduction in force. Will we get those positions back next year? It depends on how efficient we can be. I really honestly believe that we can do with what we have. We just got to plan better. And I will be the first to come and tell you it didn't work, I was wrong, I need to add. I just, having housed myself at Public Works, I know what we can do and I know what we're capable of at this particular point.
How many current Public Works employees do we have?
You have, let's see here. They just sent me their budget over. How many? 32.
But that includes secretaries, directors, and all that, is that correct?
Correct.
How many, like, my thing is, I just don't want to see where we end up having a water line break and not enough staff to fix it,
Correct.
or drainage.
Or
I mean,
storm.
we just had you know,
Really, what you're going to find is the employees that compose this 12 and a half
Mhm.
have had disciplinary action, are really not a part of the functioning team to begin with.
Sure.
And I hate to say, but will hardly be missed.
Any further questions or comments?
I'm good.
Sylvia, you have anything else?
I do.
You don't?
No, I do not.
Oh, sorry. Well, if there's nothing else, then I'll declare the public hearing closed.
This will bring us to item 13B, ordinance 2015-4124. It's an ordinance adopting the annual budget of the city of Rams Pass, Texas for the fiscal year 2015 to 2016, estimating the revenues for said fiscal year, appropriating for the purpose stated that the sum set forth in the said budget designating the city manager as the individual who may make requisitions and encumbrances against appropriations and directing the city manager to make necessary entries upon the books and accounts and the city to show appropriation and allocations herein provided. Sounds like the city manager got a lot.
The ordinance approves a budget of 15.8 million. And that includes the contracts with both EMS, that includes the contracts with the Chamber of Commerce and all of our other contracts and obligations.
What is the favor of the council on item 13B?
Well, I make a motion that we approve ordinance 2015-4124, adopting the annual budget for the city of Aransas Pass for 2015-2016.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Nope, we're good. I like this.
Mayor and Council, what I will present to you in the next couple of days is the exact line item detail. I've asked the directors to consolidate it into more manageable and some background and history as to where funds are expected to draw the most and any potential savings further than this, because there are contracts and obligations that will be coming up in this coming year that we'll be entering into negotiations with, including the 27-25 annexation.
Okay. I'll bring us to adjournment of the meeting. I hear a motion for adjournment.
Before we adjourn, can I have
What you got?
I have a couple of quick items. There is a boat ride that was planned for the council. We've posted a notice of a quorum for Saturday. We had plans to take Aransas County Commissioners Court and Aransas Navigation District up our channel through La Quinta to the port to see industry from the water side so that they don't forget about us during the budget season.
Okay.
The boat that we had allocated has been on the fritz a little bit, so we've posted notice of a quorum in case we're able to secure a second boat. The county's already posted notice of a quorum too, so we're going to try very hard to make it happen. It departs at 9 from Con Brown Harbor
This Saturday?
this Saturday.
How many passengers?
There will be about 10 if you can all make it.
So you're looking for a boat?
We are looking for a boat. So please, if you have an item, I have 3 Aransas County Commissioners that will be in attendance, as well as 1 navigation district, possibly 2 navigation. So 10 to 12 people
At the point or Redfish Willis?
at Redfish Willys from the transient docks.
9 o'clock.
And then because you're going to have a special meeting at the end of October, we're proposing to cancel the October 5th meeting, because you will have had 3 or almost 4 in September, and you'll have a special in October, so that'll come before you at the next council meeting.
You said the tour was this Saturday?
This Saturday, the 19th.
We're good, sorry?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Do I hear a motion for approval of adjournment of the meeting?
Make a motion, we adjourn this meeting.
Second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.